Well, I just wanted to say this while it was pertinent. I just got finished watching a panel with, various famous artists talking about how Prince affected them. I watched Kevin Smith and this other dude on Fat Man on Batman do a Prince show. I watched Questlove, Kimbra, Spike Lee, a few others talk about their Prince experiences. And Questlove said something that really made me realize that I needed to say this. He said Prince was the kind of guy that didn't know everybody, but everybody knew Prince. Everybody had their own little Prince experience that made them feel like he had personally contacted them or personally given them a sense of who he was. And my little experience was that he came to me in a dream. And I really truly believe that that was actually him, or a piece of him somehow reaching across the ether and touching me and saying, you need to be this, you need to change your life in this way. And what the dream was I was on a golf course, and I was walking by myself. It was a real gloomy day, and I walk up to a road on the way to the next hole, and there's a man in a SUV, and it's got tinted windows, and I walk up to the SUV, and the window rolls down, and it's Prince. And I'm like, whoa, you're Prince. And he just kind of gave me this like, yeah, I'm Prince look, and I was just like blown away. He's like, you want to go have some lunch? My house is right over there. And I was just like, sure. Why the hell wouldn't I want to go hang out with Prince? Let's do it, you know? So he pulls his SUV onto the golf cart path, and lets me walk alongside his car on the way to his house. He doesn't put me in the car because I'm not cool enough to be in the car with Prince, but he doesn't just like zoom off and leave me. He waits for me. And we get to his house, and it's pretty nice, It's like it's a mansion. It's pretty immaculate. A lot of like white, a lot of marble. We go into the kitchen, and he proceeds to make me a sandwich. And the whole time I'm kind of like, just kind of waiting for him to say something, and I'm like, make a little small talk. I'm like, so how's it been going? And he just stays silent. He kind of deflects my questions like with a force field. He's just like giving me this like omniscient look, like I don't need to, tell you anything. He was beyond speaking at that point, so I just kind of like waited, and he made me my sandwich, and I think it was like a bologna sandwich or something weird like that, nothing very fancy. And then he just tells me one thing. He says, any great musician didn't have to have anybody tell them what to do. He said, just like, nobody told any of the great musicians what to do. They just did it. And as a struggling artist, musician, somebody that, you know, struggles to find inspiration at times, I just thought, maybe all these books I'm reading, maybe all this searching I'm doing is looking in the wrong direction. You know, I could learn how to read music, I could learn how to do all the theory, but at the end of the day, if it's not just something that comes to me naturally, then I'm not doing the right thing. And that was basically all Prince told me, was like, just, if it's not natural, don't do it. And I took that to heart, you know, like, Van Jones was recently interviewed by Don Lemon for CNN after Prince died, and he said, like, Prince wasn't the kind of guy that was there when you were having a good time. He was the kind of guy when you were down and out, and when you really needed somebody to help you, he would be there. Like, just out of the blue. You didn't have to call him, he just knew. And that's kind of that's the feeling I got. I feel like he knew that at that moment in my life, I needed that advice. And, you know, even if you don't believe in a God, or whatever, there's some kind of connection that made that possible between, you know, Prince and his fans. Like, his music was so pure that listening to it gave you a little piece of him. It really did give you a little piece of him. So in my mind, I am convinced that there lives a little piece of Prince. It's like something about his music changed my brain to the point that I can kind of see things from Prince's point of view. Now back to the golf course. I recently went and bought Lovesexy, one of his great albums from the 80s. And after the first song, I Know, EYE space NO, sick, thank you, Prince, for your creative spelling. He has this blurb where he goes, I got more holes than a golf course. Something like that. So, one of the first songs I listened to of, you know, Prince's catalog that I've heard after he died mentions a golf course. So, I don't know. It's too many coincidences for me to think. For me to not think that there's at least something a little more special to Prince than what people like to, that people want to admit. Prince, he was really great. All right.